Hi everyone, good morning. Good morning. I think we're all from Nigeria, right? So regardless of where we're calling in from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. And I hope we're all having an amazing and exciting day today. Thank you so much for the warm welcome, and it's quite a privilege being here today, and I'm super excited having to do this today. My name is Esther Ruchi. I think the bio was quite it was quite a lot. Like I'm not used to like those kind of introductions. But my name is Esther Ruchi, and I'm the founder of Friend and Pal. And Friend and Pal is Africa's first AI multilingual mental health platform. And my journey started with a personal tragedy, which means I was able to channel my pain into a passion. So I lost my mother to depression years back. And after the entire journey, stories, I had to say, okay, what do I want to do? How do I make a difference, right? How do I build a platform that's inspiring? Is also able to make money, but as well still inspiring. And that's what led to Friend and Pal being able to leverage technology, artificial intelligence, to build a platform that's inspiring and it's also been able to touch lives through Friend and Pal. And that's how my journey to Friend and Pal started as well. So I think we're going to be taking the course today, which is going to be on resilience in business and mental health. I'm sure some of us will be wondering why resilience in business and right. What does it have to do with being an entrepreneur? So I would be taking us down to the slides. I want us to go through the slides, and we're going to be having some class exercises that we'll be having as well. So the word resilience. So what does it mean? What does it mean when we say, oh, resilience in business and mental health? What does it have to do with being in a business? Why do I have to factor in mental health? Right? People say men is mental health, just people who are on the streets who are running mad. That has to be like it has to be. These conversations should be going to right. So our topic today is how to build sustainable businesses without sacrificing our mental well-being. Because being an entrepreneur, one of the things we don't understand is it comes with so many risks. It comes with demands. It comes with pressure. It comes with a whole lot of things. There are times that you have either you're getting pressures from your team, you're getting pressures from the market, your competitors, your your customers, right? It's like a whole lot of work. An entrepreneur, the entrepreneurial journey is not it's not something that it's not a walk in the park. It's not at all. So we're going to be understanding the resilience, what resilience is, and what is the role, what role does this play in business. And I'm going to be citing so many several experiences I've had in this journey, and how I got to where I am today as an entrepreneur as well. So yeah, so it says being an entrepreneur is exciting, but comes with high demands, pressures, and risk. To build a sustainable business, entrepreneurs need two core strengths: resilience and mental health. So, resilience allows you to bounce back from setbacks, while mental health is the foundation that keeps us steady and focused through challenges. So, we're going to be taking up the topic what resilience is. This is just a brief understanding of what we're going to be talking about, and we're going to be doing a lot of class exercises among ourselves to just be able to be sure that we have an understanding of what we are going to be talking about today. So these two key roles are things that we need in as much as you need funding, in as much as you need to understand the legal part of your business. But if you're not in the right frame of mind, you cannot grow your business. If you don't have resilience, there are times that when you have so much coming on to you, you will just want to give up. You're like, see, I'm not doing this again. I can't continue, right? 1 minute the team is frustrating, 1 minute you have to buy equipment, tools, and the next minute something else is coming up, a customer is complaining about the bad customer service. How do you keep pushing regardless of these things, these challenges? That is what we're going to be talking about today. How do you keep forging on and saying, I'm not giving up on this, I'm in a space where where it's not that's often overlooked, and how am I making sure that I am not giving up, I'm not backing out at this point. I'm going to talk about my personal story. When I started Friend and Pal, like as so many of us know today, mental health is a very stigmatized space, right? When you talk about mental health, people are looking at you like, what are you saying? Mental health. Me, I'm not in the rehab. Oh. And I'm not walking on the streets. Why do I need the mental health support? That's what people say, right? And initially it was really hard for me because you can't even talk to an investor, you can't even go to pitch about it, and people don't raise eyebrows because it's like, why mental health? People tell me that, Esther, you're super intelligent. I feel like you can do good in other areas, but why did you pick this particular niche? Why didn't you do something that has to be with like the entire healthcare, where you're providing mobile clinics, doing this on the health space? Why mental health specifically? This is not a space that a lot of Nigerians want to adopt, right? This is not a space a lot of Nigerians want to adapt because they feel like, oh, this space is not the thing that people understand. There's the cultural stigma, there's the tradition that comes with this space, right? But what I was able to do is to be able to have a unique selling proposition and USP when it comes to the product. I said, see, regardless of the fact that this is an underrated space, I'm going to make a niche. I'm going to make sure that I'm able to break even in this space. It came with a lot of temptations at a point. There were times that I would not lie, I woke up and I was like, see, I'm not doing this again. I have my 9 to 5 job. Why can't I just go back to my 9 to 5 and throw this thing away? I had times I thought that way, right? But I would tell you that it was hard. But one of the things that helped were like support systems. So we're going to talk about that along the way. I'm going to talk about how I was able to forge on regardless of the obstacles I had in being an entrepreneur, right? I'm going to talk about every of my experience using myself and being in a space that is underrated, a space that people would say, why are you selling this product? Why don't you get the general product, a mass product that people would always want to buy? You're selling pepper and everybody knows that, oh, everybody needs pepper, right? But I will tell you, in the space of 10 months, we've amassed like huge numbers. And as we speak, we have actually been able to have raised our pre-seeds round, right? Which is quite interesting and exciting for someone who is been in an underrated space and nobody felt like could actually break even. And that's what resilience and having a very solid mental health has done for me. Yes. So we're going to be talking about what is mental health. So I think this question is going to be thrown to everyone in the house because I want to understand what you think when you say mental health. What do we think mental health is to us? What does it mean to us? So please, I want someone to raise your hands if you feel like you want to answer this question. What do you think mental health is? Everybody, this is going to be an inclusive class. What does mental health mean to you, actually? Do we have anyone who is raising their hands? Do I have to call names? Do I have to call names, please? Let's participate. What does mental health mean to you? When we say mental health, what does it mean to you? So okay, let's call names. Hi, Blessing Patrick. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. So
Okay,
what does mental health mean to you, actually?
all right. So, mental health to me, it's the way we understand and manage our emotions. Like
Okay.
that's what I think.
Yeah, that's really right. The way we understand and manage our emotions. Right. Thank you so much for that. Someone else said mental health is the state of my mind and how peaceful and relaxed it is. Yeah, that is also right. Do we want to have a male try? I think there's someone here. I'm seeing Ayodele Olatunji Charles. Could you please just give us what does mental health mean to you? When you say mental health, what does it mean to you?
Okay, good morning.
Good
I
morning.
thought mental health, sorry about that. Mental health to me is a state of human mind, like a psychological state of human mind that has this kind of peace, stable, and that is kind of devoid of emotional crisis. So you are stable. You have this inner peace of mind that you can actually do things rightly without being uh, emotionally unstable. So that's what that is to me. That is mental health to me.
Yes. I think that's also a good one. So, like everyone, all I think we all have an understanding of what mental health is. At least, thank God, I'm not hearing that mental health is is when we're walking on the street. Like I've heard someone say that before. Like, oh, those guys who walk on the street. I'm saying my head, no, just they're all right. There's been so many interesting things I hear about mental health, and I love the fact that everyone is being is really participating in this conversation. So it's going to be an interactive class. It's not just going to be something I'm going to be talking about alone. I would want everyone to please contribute as much as you can, right? So one thing is mental health is the state of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So it affects the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we act, right? It helps us shape our interactions with others, our stress management, and our decision making. That is what mental health does for us, right? So it's the state of our mind, how your mind is, like how do you feel? Now, one thing about or one notion about mental health, people feel is because there's no physical injury, right? They don't feel like mental health is a very serious concern. That is one ideology we have in Nigeria. Because I'm not seeing it's cancer now, I can see cancer. The person is bowed, the person is losing weight, is anemic, and all that. So I know, oh, this person has cancer. If you have malaria, I'm feverish, and things like that, right? But when it comes to mental health, it's a silent killer. That's what a lot of us don't understand. This is a very slow, deadly, silent killer, if not properly managed, because it would be killing you from within and you would not know. It's just like you have this worm that sucks the blood, right? It just keeps sucking you from it within. It keeps killing you. It keeps killing you until one day you just hear this person was walking on the road and the person just slumped and died. And you can't even understand like what happened, what went wrong. And that's what mental health does. And in Africa, I think a lot of us are Africans, is one of the major problems we have, or the foundational issues we have in Nigeria, in Africa, is childhood trauma. A lot of us went through that phase where some of us, our parents kept comparing us with our neighbors, with our friends. We had the bullying, we had anxiety, so low self-esteem issues, and so many other things like this growing up in Nigeria. And these are the things that have affected our psychological well-being, that when we grew up and as adults, we felt like, oh, I don't think I can do these things. There's so many restrictions that we have as adults as well, right? So mental health is essential in every stage of our lives, from the childhood to adulthood, because it influences our overall quality of life, how we approach challenges, how we approach relationships, how we see people. If you are not in the most stable mind, you would not be able to make right decisions for your business. And that's the truth. If you are stressed out, you can't even think properly. You can't even think of, oh, what marketing plan do I want to create today? How do I make sure I scale this business? How do I make sure that my team is in order? How do I make sure that this idea comes to life? You would not be able to think about these things, because at that point, your mind is clogged with so much information, so much things, that you are just like, at that point, you're just like, oh God, I'm tired. I can't do this again, right? So it is the state of your mind, how solid, how free, how what light has come. Like, when you have like in an illuminated light in a dark room, right? That's what the mental health does for you when you have a stable mental health. So these are the things that we're going to be talking about, and this is what mental health is in a summary. And when we say mental health, the next conversation is resilience. Our topic today is resilience in business and mental health. Now, when we say resilience, just one or two persons, what does resilience, like, what comes to your mind? I'm a resilient person, right? I am resilient. What comes to your mind when you hear the word resilience? Do we have anyone who wants to answer that, please? Just one person. Yes, Omari, good morning. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Yes, you did. Good morning.
Good morning.
So resilience, I think, means the ability to keep going, to keep moving forward, even when things get hard, even with setbacks or with quote unquote failures.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good one. The ability to keep moving forward without having to like have a stop, right? Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you so much. So in this slide, we said like resilience is the ability to recover from difficult situations or difficulties, to being able to adapt and being able to move forward. Is the ability to adapt, recover, and go through adversity. The truth is, in the course of the entrepreneurial journey, there are times you will get, see, it's not at times, you will get several no's. We will get several no's. Like, you would get no's that you'll be like, God, what am I doing wrong? You would ask yourself, I'm like, is it that I'm not doing this business right? Or is there something that I'm not doing right? Right? But what resilience is regardless of the no's I get, regardless of the struggles I have with my team, I'm able to keep forging ahead and saying that this is not going to let me down. I will keep working on doing a lot of reiterations, working on my product, making sure that it is the best version of itself, and keep revolving time over and over and over and over again without having to stop. That's what resilience is about. Regardless of the no's, regardless of the difficulties. Today I had a situation years back that when I started Friend and Pal, in the course of the building of the product, right? What we were building was AI inclined. At that time, AI in Nigeria at the moment, we know how it is. Artificial intelligence, getting an AI expert is not a walk in the park, right? It is one of the most expensive spaces in the tech ecosystem. And I tried to get AI experts at that time, and I'll tell you that I got a lot of roadblocks. Either this person was answering for the impossible, or they're asking for shares and things that I know that I would not be able to give out, right? Because this is not something that I would not. It's not because I'm trying to get something from you. You will not ask me to give you a shares that I know that okay, this is what you're trying to build for us, and that is it, right? And thankfully, I have a background in software development. I started my tech career as a software engineer. And when it kept happening over and over again, I will not lie, at a point I got discouraged. The first few members I started Friend and Power with, or team, they were really not like, it wasn't like they were discouraging, but they were really not as resilient as I was, right? They were not just like heads-on people, kind of persons. Most of them were just too relaxed, and it just meant like it was really hard for me because a lot of them I didn't have that push at that initial stage. Like, okay, Esther, let's figure out this and all that. Now, one thing that helps me is the fact that I'm multifaceted, right? I'm one person who people use the word I'm stubborn. Like, I don't know how to take no for an answer. Now, whatever I do, I make sure I see it to the end, and that's what resilience is, right? I make sure that if I start a project, I don't leave halfway, regardless of how hard that is. I rather make sure that I feel like maybe that project, I tried my best and it didn't pull through, than just stopping halfway. That is me for you. Before I had Friend and Pal, I had another startup called Matey Drive. It's not really a Nigerian product. And it was like software for self-driving cars, autonomous vehicles. And to be honest, it was hard. It was hard building the team from scratch, having things put up together and everything. It was really hard. So back to my story, it was hard at that time. And what did I do? I did one of the craziest things that nobody would actually have thought of. I went to the universities, right? I picked up a 17-year-old girl, Ayomide, and I paid for AI chatbots classes. I paid for workshops like trainings and all that. I paid in dollars, right? And I trained a 17-year-old girl from being a back-end Python developer to an AI developer. Now, what I did wasn't just to train her, right? It was the fact that while I was training her, I was building myself. So I paid for myself, I paid for her. And at that time, she was like, Esther, I don't think I want to do this. I don't think I can do it. This is where my strength lies. I was like, I looked at her, we had a conversation, and I felt like this girl can do this thing. And I told her, see, you have to do it, and I'm going to be here with you, support you to the very end. And we started the classes, we started the workshops, the webinars. I remember the first time we built our AI chatbot. Hey God, you need to see the jubilation. When it went live, everybody shouted, or like, we did it, like we did this thing, like we didn't have to call anyone externally, we didn't have to call a professional or anybody, right? An expert or a specialist to be able to build our first AI chatbot. And before you knew it, Ayo grew from there and has won like a whole lot of like awards. And she came out as a first class student in software engineering from the Babcock University. And I was opportune to be one of our mentors on that day as well, right? So it was the spirit of resilience that I didn't say because I couldn't afford AIX specialists at that time, or the fact that I had a lot of negative propositions. I didn't say, oh, Esther, I will not do this thing again. I'll just let it go because AI is expensive. I cannot do it, right? But I had to figure out the way that how do I make sure that this works? How do I make sure I'm able to adopt this thing? I'm not able to like just back out from this product, this idea that has not even moved from anywhere. We're still in the development stage, right? And imagine if I said, oh, because I could not afford AI expert or anything, I'll just say, oh, I'm not doing it again, Jerry. Let us just let this business go down. And let's look for another product and start the product. I would not be here where I am today. I would not have had the opportunity to be a part of the African Innovation Top 25 Founders, where we had to go to South Africa, or I would not even be part of the 1 year delegate. I had the opportunity to be in Canada, right? Fully funded trip to Canada. This year, I wouldn't have these opportunities. And this was because of mental health, friend and power, what I was doing, the product, right? So without these things, I would not be where I am today. You never can tell. Maybe when I diversify into another product, I'll just be stuck there. Me and the product will just be going and going around, and we'll just keep moving. But I did not let my situation stop me. I didn't let difficulties stop me. I kept pushing. At a point in our development stage, my CTO backed up, not backed out, not my current CTO, but I had a CTO at that time. And one day he just woke up and was like, Esther, due to personal reasons, I don't think I can continue again, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what is going on? What happened? He couldn't give me any reasonable explanation why he was backing out. I would not lie. I begged, I cried, I did everything because I did not understand why are you backing up at this stage? Why? It didn't make sense to me, right? But when I saw that he had made up his mind, I had to let him go. And I had to take the role of a CTO as well as the CEO, the COO, and everything combined. Thankfully, I had technical skills, right? I had to take that. I had to play. That was when I had to bring in my technical skills into books. And one of the first coding base of Friend and Power was written by me. That's the funny thing, right? The code base of Friend and Power were written by me. I had to like, you know what? Let's do this by ourselves. I started this thing. I can't stop. It was hard. I had sleepless nights. There were times that I cried. There are times that I was frustrated, but I kept moving. I kept going. That's what resilience is about. So it said in business, resilience means handling uncertainties. Like this situation that sprung up, like my CTO backing out of the project at the initial stage, at the development stage. That's uncertainty. Things will happen. You would have a business partner, and the person is, you guys have agreed on something, and next thing the person wakes up one day and telling you, you see that thing that we agreed on? I think I cannot do it again. Or you see the person going to your competitors to go and work on that thing with your competitors. It happens in business. It happens. But what matters most is you being able to move forward, forge on without having to say, because this person backed that, I will not do it. I'm not sure I can take it up. It's being able to be strategic. What is the next step I have to take? How do I make sure that this thing is, I'm going to make sure that this business is moving on. And I'm not giving up on this thing just like that without trying. Because you have to try before you give up. You have to try. It is until you have tried before you can say, okay, I tried it and I felt like it might not be for me. And I was okay, how do I channel my energy? What next do I do? But for every product, your product, make sure that whatever product you have out there has a USP. What is unique about your business? Yes, I am selling tomatoes. Now, how do I package my tomatoes? What offerings am I giving to, product offerings am I giving to my customers, right? You as much as you talk about resilience, you have to be strategic about your marketing, about your products as well. So that's just as resilience, emotional resilience, being able to manage your emotions and stay focused, making sure that your mind is at that point, that place that it should be. Mental resilience, adapting to setbacks and maintaining a positive outlook. Physical resilience, managing stress physically to maintain stamina, making sure that you're not losing yourself in the process of, oh, I'm trying to build my business, and you are losing yourself. You are losing weight every day because you're not eating. That is not resilience. So you have to make sure that you are well catered for, because if you die tomorrow, the business will move on, it will forge on. So you must make sure you don't lose yourself because you are trying to build your brand. That is something that we all need to learn in this journey. Now, the question is, why is resilience essential in our business? Why is it important? Why do we make sure that we have to be resilient? Now, it says entrepreneurs face unique stresses like financial risk, market competition, long hours, and sometimes isolation. Especially when you are the CEO and OO of your business, like, it is hard. The isolation thing, it hits you really hard. When you are building your brand just yourself without a team, that is one of like the most difficult thing, because you are the customer care, you are the CEO, you are the founder, you are the this, you are the that, just you alone, and you're just thinking, okay, how do I make sure that this thing works? How do I make sure that my customers are satisfied? How do I keep reiterating my product? How do I make sure that my product is this? You just keep thinking, why is resilience important? Now, it said, according to research, over 60% of new businesses fail within the first 5 years. But resilient entrepreneurs use these challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. So this is from research gotten, right? And it says 60% of new businesses, that is a whole lot of businesses that you see today, they had to scale the first 5 years of their lives before they were able to get to where they are today. So if you're able to scale the first 5 years, see, your business should be able to stand. And how do you scale it? Being resilient, making sure that regardless of the temptations, regardless of the things I face, I would not give up. I will keep pushing, I will keep forging, and I will keep growing. That is the word, right? So what is the benefit of being resilient? It said it allows adaptation to change and uncertainty. When you are resilient, you'll be able to, regardless of what situation comes up tomorrow, or today, but government is breaking our shop, access to evacuate, I would be able to come up with more strategies. How do I make sure that, okay, I keep my business afloat? Because every day we have new policies for business owners in Nigeria. New policies keep coming in over and over again. You have market competitors. You can open a shop today in this center, and tomorrow somebody else will come and open replicate the same business you have in that same center. So what do you do? Would you just say, because, oh, I have a neighbor that's selling everything, exactly the same thing that I sell, I'm no longer selling, I'll have to start, I will have to go back home, I have to move away. Maybe you've paid for 1 year or 2 years in that complex. Would you just move away from the complex because the person is selling exactly the same thing as you do? So are we still here, everyone? Hope the class is a class quite is it quite interactive? All right. So yes, let's keep moving. Now we're going to the exercise though. So what does resilience still do for you? It helps you fuel persistence. It helps you prevent burnout. When you are resilient, it makes you like you are head on. It's like, I'm going to achieve this thing. This is my end goal. This is my roadmap for the next 5 years. My roadmap. And that's one thing I keep saying. Every business owner should have a roadmap. Don't enter a business with, okay, let's just enter. Anywhere God pushes us today, we'll just be going. Let's be going on vibes and inshallah. That's not what the business is about. You should have a roadmap, a standpoint. What are you looking out for? In the next 6 months, what am I looking to achieve? And what are the ways? How do I intend achieving these things? In the next 1 year, what is my roadmap? What does it look like for me? What does growth look like for me? In the next 2 years, what does growth look like for me? In the next 5 years, what do I want to be? So you should have a plan, a strategy, a roadmap of what your business should look like in these years. Resilience helps you solve problems. It enhances the problem solving skills, right? Especially when you're under stress. As entrepreneurs, and new ones at that, you would always be stressed. You always have burnout. I will tell you that it is inevitable. Like, it is inevitable. You are constantly under pressure. Then If the worst situation is now when you there on board investors, that's when it's worse because you have to make sure that I'm meeting up to the quota. The investors want us to do so amount of money. Are we able to do this each month? Right? When you talked about adaptability, right? You look at what other ways do I have to grow my businesses? What are the funding opportunities out there for me? There are a lot of grants out there for a lot of businesses, right? Am I tapping into those grants? There are a lot of accelerator programs. Am I tapping into the accelerator programs? What am I doing differently? What can I do to make my business different? That's what resilience does. It gives you the ability to think out of the box. Think out of just the normal way that everybody would have thought of. Oh, why don't I come up with this? Why don't I come up with that? Why don't I do this differently? Why don't I do that differently? Then aside from the AI now, from like look at Friend and Palm, please take myself as an instance. Aside from AI that we do, one of the things that, or one of the USPs of Friend and Palm is the fact that it is multilingual. You have a lot of competitors out there outside of Africa, and they have the AI chatbot system. We have personalized system whereby my name is Esther, the chatbot is able to talk to me, Esther, right? Secondly, it's able to talk to me in my local dialect. I'm a Yoruba girl and I want to speak Yoruba because my head is full. With the platform, I'm able to type in Yoruba without having to speak English because I'm not in the mood to speak English. And that is what keeps us at the forefront of innovation in the mental health space. So what you should think about, resilience helps you think out of the box. Like, what am I doing? What are my competitors doing? And how can I make it different? And how can I make it unique? That's what it does for you. And that's what resilience does for you. Now, the next slide is what is the impact on mental health? It says, mental health is often overlooked, but it is fundamental for decision-making, productivity, and creativity. Poor mental health can lead to burnout, poor decisions, and even business failure. If you're not in the right frame of mind, see, like I said, you can't think right for your business. If you are stressed, we know how it is. Imagine living in Lagos, waking up 3 o'clock every day. You have to clock in at work. I mean, for some of us that have I still have 9 to 5. I still have our businesses by this side. You know how difficult it is to manage both, to be able to have a balance, to have a work-life balance. You know how difficult that is. If you're not in the right frame of mind, you will not even be able to think. You will just wake up one and say, see this business, let's just put it on hold. We're not doing it again. There are times you have low sales in business. There are times that I remember when we said you will not even have anybody asking you how much, what you they sell. So what do you do at those points? What do you do at those points when nobody's asking you like, are you selling? You're not selling? Right? There are points in your life that those things will happen. And it's only the resilient ones that you see that tomorrow they're excelling. They're saying, oh, regardless of, I had importation issues and everything, but they still kept moving on. They still kept forging. Oh, they had to go and say, okay, got loans and do this and do that to be able to scale their businesses. And tomorrow you see them out there and you say, this one don't do jazz. But it's not jazz. It is not. It also says entrepreneurship can sometimes lead to isolation, anxiety, and depression due to its demands. This is the reality of every entrepreneur, regardless of where you are. If you like being in Kafanchan, being in London, in the UK, it is the reality of a lot of us. It's the reality of a lot of us. So I would be going to the class exercises because I feel like I don't want to have too many conversations. I want it to be really interactive, right? One of the first exercises we're going to be doing is we're going to be discussing these things, right? We're going to be discussing this. Right, if you have your notes, I'm going to make it conversational. If you have your notes, I want you to write down a business challenge that you have. One business challenge you have had. I'm going to copy this and put it on the chat. And I need everyone to please work on it. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. So I will need us to be so I'm going to put it on the chat now. Please look at the chat. We're going to be discussing it. I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about it. 1 minute to think about it. And everybody would have to respond. If you have a book, if you have anything, please just write it in your book. And let's interact. Let's discuss. Now, the question is, okay, this is all right. Talk about a recent business challenge that you've had as an entrepreneur, right? What lesson did you learn from it? And how do you think this lesson can help you in your journey, in your entrepreneurial journey? I'm sure we all understand the question. It's on the chat, please, the income message. A recent business challenge you've had, what lesson did you learn from it? And how can this lesson help you in your journey as an entrepreneur? I'm sure we all got it. So are we ready? If you're ready, please give me thumbs up. We are going to be doing a mental health exercise for all the entrepreneurs. So thumbs up if you are ready. I'm just seeing only one person. I see it's just Grace that's in this class. So please give me a thumbs up. Or do you feel like I should end the class? Is the class boring? I'm not inspired to aspire. So it doesn't have to be boring. I'm here as an entrepreneur like you, right? I'm going to be, that's why I said I'll be sharing my personal stories. I'm here to share my stories to help you build and also assist after the class. So it's not just going to stop at this class. It's also post support. For some of you that would say, oh, Esther, I'm going into it. Hi, can everyone hear me now? I think I got lost for a minute. Okay, so like I said, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So for the question 2, you're going to be telling me about your business, right? We're here to help you through your entrepreneurial journey. We're not here to inspire you to aspire. No, we're not here to do that. But we're here to make sure that you get the support you deserve, the support you need. And that's why we are here. And I think that's why Olumide also invited us to be a part of this gathering, right? Because we've seen most of these things. We've been through this journey and we're still standing still. For some of us who are in the unique spaces like what we do, I've seen a girl who sells herb. I know someone who sells herb, and people be like, who used to buy agbo? I was following the Nigeria branch event, and she said she sold out. I don't know how much millions. And I was like, this is someone that nobody would think that people will come and buy agbo in like herbs now, agbo now. I think it's what they call it in Yoruba, agbo. Nobody would think that people will buy this kind of thing in a trade fair, right? But she sold out how many pots? So it's not that, oh, okay, my business is not sellable. It is how do you sell your business? How do you put it out there for them to see? So we're going to be asking ourselves questions. We're going to be talking about ourselves. We're going to be learning. And for those who need post support, I would also be providing post support for most of you. Maybe we can do giveaway. I might say we'll build one website for somebody. Depends on who is the most interactive in the class, right? Or we can say I can do a mini web app for you for free. Yes, if I get energy, if the energy it's energizing, we would have something as a giveaway for somebody, one entrepreneur or 2 or 3. That's why we are here. So we're not here to inspire to aspire. We're here to tell you the realities of life and walk you through this journey. And that's what we're doing for you all. So please let's make it interactive as much as we can. I want to learn from you. I want to see how I can support you. If we're inspiring enough, I can say, okay, let's do 100K giveaway. We can inspire that. Olumide is capable. So we'll do 100K. But it's serious, we'll do giveaway. So let's have energy. Let's the energy be energizing, right? So I will also get to know more about what the post support looks like if we're having a physical event. I would personally be sponsoring 1 or 2 entrepreneurs from my own pocket as well. So it's my own way of telling you that you're not alone and that we see you and we are here for you. That is just what I'm saying. So let's take the first question, please. Let's take the first question. Yes. Grace, your energy is high. Grace, you have to tell me what your business is about. Your energy is high. So the first question is what right? Tell me about a recent business challenge you've had. And what lesson did you learn from it? And how can this lesson help you in your entrepreneurial journey? So I will start with the first person on my list. If you can write, write. If you can talk, please talk. But I would rather prefer you talk, please. So Ademi Bosi, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Ademi Bosi Adeyefa, right? Is that the pronunciation? Is that right? Ademi.
That's the pronunciation. Good morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess the challenge I had recently, okay, I sell provisions like also of soft drinks and the
Okay.
daily needs generally. So sometimes 2 months ago, I
Okay.
heard a news directly from one of my suppliers that Coca-Cola price was going to go up sometimes that time. So I had to
Mhm.
stock up with the little amount I had then.
Okay.
And I got to realize that a lot of people were coming to patronize, buying it. I didn't get to have the full information at that time that instead of the price I was selling, I was supposed to add extra charges to the price I was selling at that time. So in short, I made a loss. Like I couldn't get my profit right because I practically sold. I don't know, like the amount I sold was not the amount I was supposed to go for at that time. So I could not actually raise enough profit for myself. But at that time, yeah, I got to learn that I was just starting. So I was able to learn one or two. I won't rush into getting products at that time without finding the actual price I was supposed to increase to or decrease to.
Okay. I think that's really a good one. I think I like the fact that you learned the lesson from this, right? Because
Yeah,
in business, you don't always win. I'm sure we know that.
yeah, definitely.
Sometimes you win, sometimes I won't want to say you fail, but sorry, I don't know why I'm echoing. But sometimes you don't just win as much as you think you should. Do you understand?
Yeah,
Yes. But the thing is, it keeps getting better.
yes.
It keeps getting better. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right. Hi, Amarachi. Amarachi, good morning. Amarachi and
Oh, hello.
good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so would you want to share with us a recent business or personal challenge you've had and what lesson did you learn from it? And how has it helped you in this journey?
I have to think about it.
Okay. So while you're thinking about it, right? I think one of the things I need you to do for me, everyone, is I need you to tell me about your business before we talk about our recent challenge. Tell me about your business. I want to know you, right? I want to know your business so that I can be able to connect to the problems that your business, what you face. So aside from those recent business challenge, if there's a particular challenge or business problem you face currently in your business, please, I would want to like talk. Let's talk about it. And how do we overcome it together? Does that work for everybody? All right. So Ademi Posi, I think I want you to start again. Could you tell us about your business? Like give us a 1 minute pitch about your business.
Oh, all right, ma. So, I deal with daily needs like provisions of stores. Daily needs generally in my area. I started when I was in school, while I was in 300 level. So the area I was staying there, I get to know that there's no way you can get whatever you need. Only if you have to go a far distance before getting whatever you need. So I got to talk to my brother, and he was able to support me with the little he had then. So I started the business like that. But after school, I moved away from where I was and I got to a shop where I started small by small. And Then I was able to raise a little amount to help myself start the business well. Not a large scale though, but something I can manage. Like I said, I deal with provisions, all sorts of soft drinks, whatever provisions that you can think of. That is what I deal with. I've actually faced a lot of challenges as a student trying to build my business and school all together, but I was able to skate through. Like I said, one of the challenges I faced was what I said, but I have actually faced more than this one I've just said.
Okay, so what I'm asking is, what is one major challenge that you feel like has stopped you from getting to that place or that point your business should be?
One of the major challenge, I guess it has to be finance. Yeah, that is one of the major challenge because you don't just aim for higher space if you don't have the means of getting there. So gradually, it's a gradual process, like I said. I am aiming for the highest place I can be, but for now, I just want to start small and say I'm going to skate through from this.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for sharing. So I want to ask another question. What ways have you worked on acquiring finance? Have you tried grants? What have you been doing differently?
Actually, I've not done anything about it. I've just been putting in my savings together and profit to push the business forward.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. Hi, Amarty Ann. Amarty Ann, are you
Yeah.
ready? So please, just pitch your business in 1 minute. The problem that you're solving and the solution in just 1 minute, please. Can we do that? And then the challenge, the major challenge you face in your business, and how have you been able to overcome if you've had, or how are you overcoming that challenge? Do we understand that?
Yes.
Okay, please start.
So basically, I do cakes, pastries, small chops, natural drinks, parfait, like anything food. I mostly do supplies. Then if people, I take orders from people too. So like she said, I think the major challenge is finance to scale up, which I'm working on. I think I've applied for some grants so far.
So have you won any of the grants?
I just won this Star News Ochuku one, like just recently. Then there's another one that I'm doing currently.
Congratulations. Congratulations, actually.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hi, Asenuga. Would you please share in 1 minute your business, the problem, the solution, and one major challenge you are facing currently? Asenuga Adegboyega. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. Could you please share with us your problem, your solution, and one major challenge you face? Okay, so while we're waiting for him, Ayodele Olatunji Charles, could you please go next?
Oh, okay. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, mine is not really a business. It's just I just thought within myself sometimes ago, like 2, 3 months ago, like I needed to take a new course. Like I actually took a data analysis course. So coming from just a kind of different background, being a person from arts and humanities, so now venturing into a different tech related course was a bit difficult for me as a start, because as we journey ahead in the course of the program, it's begin to have a kind of a lot of calculations and mathematical formulas, and my background wasn't really how this kind of thing. So I'm not that good in calculation. So it was a bit difficult. And my instructors at the point in time, I was finding it difficult to, meet up with the classes and some of the assessment in the classes. So My instructor really encouraged me, giving me motivations, and also my co-learners as well really encouraged me as well to pick interest in the course, because at a point in time I just thought within myself that, guy, I need to leave this thing. I don't think I can do this. So, but I really thank God I'm kind of doing it very well now. By next month we'll be graduating from the class. So it's been a really impactful journey for me. So, but in a nutshell, it cannot be that easy, but through encouragement and support here and there, I've been able to do very well in the classes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really nice to hear. That's really nice, because it just reminds me of my own story too, when I started tech too. And thank God you had like a mentor who is able to walk you through your struggles as well. That's really good to hear. Thank you so much for sharing. Hi, Tioluwani. Can you hear me? So let's go to the next person. Hi, Binta Abubakar. Good morning. Good morning. So let's go to Blessing Patrick. Hi, Blessing Patrick. Blessing, are you here? Good morning.
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, my business is the name of the business is Query Minds. So basically, what we hope to achieve is like helping tertiary institution students prepare more effectively by providing up-to-date course material. So it's more like it's a form of self-assessment. We are we're working towards helping tertiary institutional students prepare better, especially freshers that have no idea on how the questions look like and how it is set. So basically, they upload what the system does is that the students upload their course outlines, while the AI generates more like random questions for self-assessment. So that's like an overview of everything. And the challenges that I've been facing, it's a whole lot, because this idea isn't a fresh one. It's been on motion since when I was in 200 or 100 level in school. And that was like about 5 years ago. There's been so many back and forth. I had a girlfriend then that was like, seemed to be like, had the same vibe and drive that I did. But I noticed that as time went on, everything was just, I don't know, the fire was just going down. So eventually, when we're able to hone our skills to be able to effectively bring that idea to life, most people were just like, there's so many things I didn't know. And when I was able to bring the team together, most of them knew more than I did. So it was sending off some vibes that I wasn't serious. I wasn't a good leader. I wasn't a good, and most of them they were unresponsive at a point. I mean, it was just a lot. But so far, it's still very much alive in my mind. It's still very much alive in my heart, because this is something that it was a problem I faced when I was in school. So I feel like maybe if I just do it in hackathons, maybe even I submit those ideas to hackathons or something, if they're able to see the potential in it, see the success in it, it might just motivate them again, remotivate them. And I don't know, that's just what that's just like everything.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. But I think I left out one part. How were you able to overcome this? Like being able to have people who don't believe in your dreams. How were you able to overcome it?
At the moment, so before I had like 5 people, but now I have like fewer. I think I have just 1 person at the moment. So I would prefer I have 1 person or 2 that believes in what I do. And even if I am not there yet, but know that there is potential in it, I would also want to put in their best to see that idea comes to life. Then have like 10 people who are good, but are not motivated in what I do.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Blessing, for sharing. I think we'll just start rounding up. We have 4 more minutes for this conversation. Let's have Grace. Hi, Grace. Hi, Grace. Hi, Grace.
Hi,
Good morning.
good afternoon, everyone. Good
Good
morning. No,
afternoon.
it's afternoon,
Afternoon.
actually.
Yes, afternoon. So yes, please. So could you please share your question?
Actually, okay. Um, you said
Could
my
you please
business, right, and my
introduce
challenges.
your business? Yes, please.
Okay. My business is a fish processing, packaging, and marketing business. And basically, the challenge we are solving is making fish appealable to consumers. You know, it has people has come to the point where a lot of persons don't tend to enjoy eating fish because of its poor presentation, right? How it's being presented. So my business is a certain challenge of ensuring that people tend to enjoy fish in the way they've never had it before and would always want to have it. The challenge, okay, while I was in school, I during my IT, I well, we're not really trained so well in school doing my IT, right? So because of my passion, I had to go somewhere else, like sneak out of the farm most of the times just to acquire that knowledge. Because how would I say I'm a graduate of fishes and aquaculture and then I don't know how to handle a fish, I don't know how to talk about fish to people. So my quest for knowledge made me go out, sneak out of the farm because we're not allowed to leave the school farm, but I had to do so because I needed to learn. And I would go to a farm, join them in processing lots kg of fish, and then we are meant to sell. So instead of me selling and just selling, I'll just tell my boss, okay, give me the fish. If it's 1.5, I'll sell it at 1.6, 1.7, and then have my gain and then return back the money back to her. So that was where I started from. So the challenge I have currently is because is in trying to build my brand, my business. One of the major challenges I have right now is um understanding cost analysis. I think I typed that, but my network took it off. Like because when you are processing a fish and you're adding value to fish, there are a lot of things that are coming. And any value-added product of fish requires extra attention. Definitely, you don't expect to get a barbecued fish at the same price as a fresh fish. So how to now that labor, that cost of labor, cost of processing, how am I going to incur it into the fish and then have my profits? That has been my challenge. Even when I was in school and right now I'm still trying to, build up my brand because then in school I'll just add 100 naira to the eat and I'll be happy. But then by the time I incur my cost of transporting myself and then the marketing, everything involved, I'll find out that I just have like 1.5 gain. I'll just be happy. But on a truth, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's really more than what I should have actually gotten as a profit. So cost analysis is actually the challenge I'm having. And then sometime this week, I had to reach out to one of my friends she's actually good with numbers. And then she had to help me understand what it means I have to first of all get the unit cost of the product and then know how I'm going to do it. So what I learned from all of this as of last week, I'm speaking to you. No, sorry, this week is that you need to have the right people around you, and especially people who are knowledgeable in that particular thing that you're having challenge with, and be vulnerable for to be able to help you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Grace. I think that was really insightful. I think one of the things I wanted to ask you is you talked about your product, right? But you didn't tell me about your USP. You talked about the challenges that people who are into this business do. Now, how do you market your product to people? What makes your own fish different from others? So why would I have to buy Grace fish instead of going to the market and buy Mama Nkechi's fish? Do you understand?
So it's very simple.
What's
Number
your value
one,
proposition? What's your value proposition?
my value proposition is that Grace is actually tasty
Sorry,
nutritious,
sorry,
actually
sorry, Grace, please,
more
sorry,
relaxing
Grace.
to consume.
Excuse me, Precious, could you mute yourself, please? Could you mute yourself, please? Precious Miss Oma, could you please mute yourself? Could Olumide, could you please mute Precious, please, if you can? Thank you. Sorry, Grace, I can hear you. Sorry about that.
Okay, it's fine. So why you should try Grace fish instead of any other fish market that one, the taste, how nutritious it is, and then how relaxing it is to consume Grace fish. Now, for instance, when you go to the market, right, you get to buy fish, and then only for you to want to cook your fish, and then you're seeing a lot of intestine, those dirt inside the fish. But for grilled fish, it's properly like it's ready to eat at the moment. Like you can literally consume it at the moment in trying to get it. You don't have to go home to do any extra work on that
Okay,
fish.
so
You
Grace,
can.
sorry, Grace, hold on. So I want you to sell your business now to me in 30 seconds, right? Well, this is an exercise. Now, and this is because if peradventure you're getting an investor, you're getting someone, you want to expand. I know one of the goals for every entrepreneur is to expand their businesses, right? And I need you to
Yes.
learn. Like it's supposed to be a learning class. Give me 3 key
Yes.
pointers why Grace Fish is good. Easy to prepare, this, that, just major key pointers why I should patronize you. Do you understand what I mean?
Okay.
So it's an
Yes, I
exercise. I
do.
want you to think about it in 30 seconds. Then let's start again. Don't give me stories of, oh, you have to go to the market. 3
Okay.
things why I should patronize you. It might be more than 3 pointers. Whatever pointers you have, just give me major pointers why your business is good. What makes you unique? I know I've got a head at least about 3-4 businesses today, but one thing I did not get from your businesses were value propositions. Right? If we're looking for external funding, which is good, which is what every entrepreneur needs, how are you positioning your business? Why would I pick your business over another person's business? Why would I want to give you money, either grants or equity or whatever thing? Why do I want to give you my money? Do I want to support you? Why would I support you? So when you're talking about your business, we should be able to see that passion. Not see it, but basically visualize that passion, that uniqueness of your business. You're not the only one selling that product. But what makes your own product stand out is what I'm asking. And I don't think I've heard a lot of that today. So anyone who is preaching their business should be able to talk about that value proposition they are giving to us. That will make me say, okay, if I'm telling you, oh, I'm just like, okay, because of this, Grace, I want to buy 10 cartons of your fish because of what she has said. But if I don't see the proposition, it will be hard for me to say, okay, I want to key in. I'll just say, oh, okay. And I just where it ends. Just say, okay, oh, no problem, it's good. And that's all. Right? So I'm saying this to give you time to think. So I think you are ready now, Grace. So in 30 seconds,
Yes.
tell us what is the uniqueness of your fish? Why should I patronize you?
Okay, thank you. First of all, I would want you to patronize me because Grace Fish is a convenient processed fish product. Very convenient. You can eat it anywhere, anytime. And then through it's highly nutritious and of high quality and high hygiene. Thank you.
Okay, so that was better. That was really better. So easy to prepare, right? It's not like your go-to
Yes,
food.
convenient process.
Yes.
Yes.
So easy to prepare, quality hygiene. Yeah. So it's way better when you're talking about your proposition. So you talked about the cost analysis. So this is a different topic that we cannot discuss here. Every entrepreneur has faced this in one time of their business or the other. So one thing about cost analysis is when we are working on cost analysis, you have to look at 2 things: your direct cost and indirect cost. Now, direct cost is those things that directly affects that business. Then the indirect costs are things like your rent, if you have a technology, for instance, or you have, I don't know if you have a team or things like that. I don't know how the processing of the fish works, right? The things that indirectly that you incur, logistics to go and pick up the fish and things like that are the indirect costs, right? So when you channel this, so it's a different conversation that I will not want to channel into today. It's a conversation that you need to understand when it comes to cost analysis. I'm into tech. One of our major offerings is the EAP programs. We have the EAPs, we have the therapy sessions and all that, right? But we have the technology. Will I now say because we have technology, I will just be paying, people will just be paying for the therapy and I'll forget who would maintain the technology we have? Who would pay for the cloud services, right? So these are the things that have to be infused into your cost analysis when you're putting it. So there's a particular percentage for each cost analysis infused into it. Oh, I'm going to be doing 0.5% of this, 1% of that. So this is not a conversation that we can have now, but this is how it looks like, right? Where your direct cost analysis and your indirect cost analysis and infused both together, and that's how it works. Do you understand? What is your expenses? How much are you spending directly that is incurred in that business? Do you understand the point, right? So there's a whole lot of cumulative assessment that's going into this, but this is not what we're talking about. So thank you, everyone. Who wants to give it the last try? Somebody tell me, is there any service-based business? Anyone who is in a service-based, that's not a product, a physical product? Yes. Okay. Peace, David. Please, you raised your hand first. So I want to hear a service-based business. Give me your pitch in 1 minute. I'm going to be timing you. In 1 minute, give us your pitch, please. Peace, David. Or David Peace, yes.
Hello, please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. So I'm a service business. So basically, I lead the team at Trust Them Limited. So basically, what we do is marketing and technology. We're a marketing and technology company, and we have noticed one of the ever evolving problem that businesses have, right from feasibility to consistency across platforms and customer service challenges alongside with costly digital advertising. So, but most importantly, all of this is centered around businesses getting to understand what their audience really wants. And that's basically what our product is all about. That's basically what our service is all about. So we tailor all our services around this. And the value proposition we are bringing in this is bringing about data driven strategies into businesses. So basically getting businesses to understand who their audiences is, and we tailoring every of our services into that. So what do I mean by data driven strategy? So we're getting to understand what every business audience really wants, what they care about, what they feel about the product. And I don't know if I'm really making sense, but basically we really use data. We use data in the aspect of getting to know who the audience is and what they care about, and how your business can actually make their lives better. So we actually make use of research. We make use of both primary and secondary research, like getting to hear from your business, and we making use of data basically. So that's basically what we do, and I think that answers your question.
Okay, yeah, that did answer my question, but you exceeded your 1 minute limit. So I know you talked about data driven. Now the data driven, is it gotten? How does it work? Is it algorithms from the ads that you run for these businesses, or are they? Well, how do you get this data for the
Okay,
business?
thank you. Okay. So what has been rampant basically in the is a generic marketing template. Like for instance, now you want to grow a business, there's already like a generic template already, but we are not actually making use of that. We are making use of the marketing strategy basically that will actually work, that will be solely that works basically for your business basically. So the first thing we are going to actually do is working alongside with you and getting to understand some of the problems you have faced. Then we actually work basically with primary data, like getting to understand number one, from interviews. We render interviews alongside with you, and we actually getting to drive data from some of the questions that we ask. And surveys also, we may also make use of surveys, and we also make use of analytics to social media analytics, and analytics too. So
Okay,
I
so
hope that answers.
Sorry. So walk me through the onboarding
So
process. Like how do you make money? Do you onboard the customers first before you go through this, or do you walk through this? What does it look like? What does your business model look like?
okay, the model is attached to packages. So we have packages basically for clients to work alongside with. So and the packages definitely has several description of the packages. So we have packages tailored to small medium businesses to meet scale business. Also we also have packages for large enterprise to big brands basically. So our business model is basically attached to our packages.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Peace David, for sharing. Maybe you could also share with me after the class your business handle, and yeah, I think I'll also want to know everyone what you do. So thank you so much. So Orisha Mason Omare, could you? I think you raised your hand. I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly. Service-based business, Omare.
Yes, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. I can hear you.
Okay. So my business is pretty much still in the ideation phase, but essentially what I want to provide is a platform that helps connect people to taskers. And by taskers, I mean people that range from unskilled to semi-skilled workers. So I picture it as a freelancing platform aimed at this demographic group of people that do unskilled and semi-skilled labor, and I want to also provide security for the customers in that this system has a rating system, or it should have a rating system that enables them to ensure that these people that they want to contract or employ to do their work, they have a good reputation and their services are very good. That's basically the service I want to provide.
Okay, so who's your major competitor? Who are your competitors in this space? Because there's this what do you call them? There's a major competitor. What does your competitors analysis look like? What's your USP? Because why would I leave them and come to you? I'm trying to remember this particular competitor in this space where you can sign up and get jobs. Upwork, yes, Upwork. Upwork does something similar. So why should people leave Upwork and go to Omare?
I haven't I haven't been able to do a lot of research into that yet, but I believe that by tailoring it by doing further research on the market being Nigerian population, I'll be able to tailor the products, or rather the service, to meet the needs of Nigerians who are in need of these services. And the rating system too should be a unique selling point.
Okay, so thank you so much, Omari. I think what I want you to do is to do a competitors analysis, right? That's my own advice. Sorry, I sound like this. I'm also a product manager. So yes, it's a combination of so many things. I want you to do a competitors analysis, right? I want you to get the value proposition for the African audience. If you're serving the Nigerian market, why should I serve the Nigerian market? You look at the payment, what's it called? Payment gateways. Now, why is the foreign market? Why would people want to leave Upwork? One of the things would be the payment gateways, right? So I need you to come up with do a comprehensive competitors analysis, right? And I think that's going to be my own personal assignment to you. And maybe you can send it to me to have a look. Do a comprehensive competitors analysis. You're on the ideation stage. It's really early enough to work on and see what value proposition would you give to a Nigerian audience? What are the problems Nigerians face in this space? So once you're able to highlight the problems, you'll be able to get out the solutions. Do you understand?
Yes. Thank you.
So that's my assignment to you. So you've gotten one assignment already.
Thank you.
I hope you're going to submit the assignment, this particular one.
Yes, definitely.
All right, thank you. So let's go over. We have barely 5 minutes to round up. So on the chat bot, I need you to do something for me on the chat box. Sorry, not bot. Write one person or people who have been your encouragement on top days. Just type it on the chat bot. Chat box, not bot. The AI chat bot has entered my head. So write somebody who has been an encouragement to you during the tough times. Yes, Grace as well. Someone who has been an encouragement to you or has been your support system. You can write my father, my mother, my team. Just please put it on the chat box. Please, everyone, just type it in. You don't need to answer. Just type it in. So I'm expecting about 20 responses. Could you please start chatting? Write the name of the person who has been your encouragement. So while we're doing that, we'll talk about developing personal and business resilience. One of the ways we develop personal and business resilience is by building a support system. Now, we said by building a support system is surrounding yourself with mentors, advisors, and peers who understand your journey and can offer guidance and encouragement. So in order to be able to forge ahead in this space, you need a support system. You cannot do it alone. That's why I said no man is an island, right? You need people that when your head is full, you can say, please, sir, please, ma, how do I do this? I don't understand. This my product is taking me to where I don't know. What do I do to make this is what I have been able to come up with? What can I do to make it better? You need peers, people that can not only understand your pain and can walk you through that journey with you, right? You need a support system. We should be able to support each other. And one of the reasons why I wanted us to do this interactive session was the fact that we should be able to know, what do I do? What is my friend doing? What is Peace David doing? He's into media relations, right? Digital marketing and the likes. Oh, how do I support him? I need a digital marketer for my business. I'm able to use his services, being able to support each other, right? And that's how we're able to get quality and great and sustainable businesses, right? Grace is selling fish, and I'm saying, oh, Grace is selling fish, and I want to buy fish. Why don't I patronize Grace? And these are the conversations, being able to build a supportive network among yourselves. That's what it should be about. Having mentors, people who you look up to. You have heard that I have a background in tech, but I was self-taught. But what helped me was having mentors. And how did I get these mentors? I went into Facebook groups. I saw a group, Community for Women in Products in the UK. And I entered into the group. And from there, I was able to build my mentors from there. And that was how I was able to get to where I am today in the tech space. And currently, I work as a quality product assurance lead at a Swedish company. So I was able to build that through mentorship, advisors, and peer communities. I have a lot of friends that when my head is full, I just reach out to them. Olumide too is there. Sometimes when we have one or two basketballs, we just like talk and like Esther this, and we raise it up and we just talk about it, right? So that is how the peer support group should look like. So the next one is set manageable goals. Being able to break larger goals into small achievable steps. So, my dream in the first 5 years is to have 5,000 followers, right? How do you want to achieve that 5,000 followers? You say, in the next 1 year, I want to start, divide 5,000 divided by 12. What number does it give me, right? It gave me about 400 something. I don't know mathematics, so that's one problem. So it gives me about 400 or something, right? And that means every month I must achieve 400 followers on my platform. That is my goal. Breaking large goals into smaller achievable units. That is what it should be about, right? So sorry about that. So there's also focusing on the why behind your business. Now, for every business, there should be a motive. Don't open a business because Mama Nkechi is opening a business. No. Why am I doing this business? It must not be a personal story like me. Esther has a personal story why she went into mental health. It must not be. It might be a situation that you've seen around your area. It might be a survey market you have done. It might be a research work that you did that made you, but your business must have a story. You don't just enter business because Mama Nkechi is doing that business. Okay, I just wake up one day and Mama Nkechi is selling. I want to sell the same thing Mama Nkechi is selling without a purpose or anything. You must have a purpose-driven motivation that made you enter that business. Know your whys. Why did I start that business? Another thing is adapting to setback, challenges. For instance, if a product launch fails, assess why it did not work. So this is for those who have physical products or service as well. Product is also a service, right? So if I want to launch a product and I was expecting to have 1,000 people on that first day of launch and I got only 100 people. What I have to do is to sit down and think, why did this happen? What mistakes did I make? And how can I make that thing better? Your SWOT analysis. In every business, you should have your SWOT analysis being analyzed. Your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats. That is what your business should be. Analyze your SWOT analysis and it will help you make more informed decisions. For every business, you must have a SWOT analysis. Now, the last thing is celebrating small wins, acknowledging progress, boosts motivation, and helps build confidence. Oh, I was able to launch my product 2.20. It's an achievement. Don't look at, oh, my friend has 150 grants. So because she has 150 grants, me, I'll start sulking and say, I don't win anything. So I don't even know what to do. My business is... No, don't look at that. Don't look at your competitors. Focus on that small win that you did. Oh, I finally built my website. It is live. So people can now buy my product. That is a win for you. Anything that gives you peace is a win. Don't look at what other people are doing and how they are doing it. It is you that you should be looking at yourself. What am I doing differently? And how does this make me happy? So celebrating small wins are important in your business. It's important in your business. I built my website. My website is live. It is a win. I now have introduced more products into my product. It is a win. I have more service offerings. It's a win. Everything that you do, you must not be the first to do an AI thing or I have to do AI. No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to look at what your competitors are doing and start stressing yourself to do what you know that you cannot achieve just because I'm competing against somebody. Do you understand? So we're going to go to the next slide. I'm trying to rush it. And it says, maintaining mental health as an entrepreneur. How do we maintain our mental health? Establish self-care routines like exercise, sleep, taking enough sleep. Don't say because you're an entrepreneur, you will be awake from morning till 1 a.m. the next day because you are trying to make sales and you just deprive yourself of sleep. You don't need to do that. You need to have a work-life balance, being able to balance it. In as much as you need money, you need to keep yourself healthy. If you're not healthy, money will just come and you just go and you just need to be treating sickness. You need to eat well, nutrition, good food. Every money where you get, now enjoyment, according to Nigerian singer. So you should be, I'm not saying you should, no, I didn't say you should use your business money for enjoyment. For those that don't understand that. But you should be able to eat well. You are making money, take care of yourself. No, okay, how much am I paying myself? You should be able to pay yourself a salary from that business. Oh, this is how much I make every month. Oh, I want to be paying myself 5% of that money or 2% of this is what I want to pay myself, 100K from that money. And use it to take care of yourself well. Don't deprive yourself and be looking funny and tattered. You will not make your hair because you're trying to keep your business. I'm saving every money back into my business. No, that is not healthy. You should be able to practice mindfulness as an entrepreneur, like meditation. For people that like to write, journal, you can use journaling as it helps you reduce stress. If you like to write, like you like to write out your thoughts, do that. Right? People like myself, the only way I think is in a noisy place. Everybody has that own self-care routine that works. That everyone has that self-care routine that works, right? For me, I love music. And music is like the only thing that makes me like sane, right? I play music. So sorry, I got lost again for a minute, right? So back to what we are saying. I'll be running up soon. Then you set boundaries. You should be able to have a work life. You should be able to have time for your family, have time for your friends, have time to go out, have time to do other things outside of work. You should not be working from morning till night, Monday, Saturday to Saturday. You are at work. You're not. Have that boundary. Set that boundaries. It's crucial, right, in this journey as an entrepreneur. Seek professional help. If you need a coach, reach out to a business coach, anybody that you feel like can help you in this journey. Reach out to them. If you need therapy, oh, I'm going through stress. Therapy is not for those who are just depressed. So that's one thing I want you all to know. It's not only when I have a diagnosis, I have bipolar, it's when I see a therapist. No. If you're going through stress, you're going through anxiety. Me, I had a problem with public speaking. I don't like to do public speaking, stay on stage. I don't do that before. It was therapy that helped me. And before you knew it, I just saw myself getting better, and I was able to stand in front of crowds without even thinking like, oh, why am I standing in front of crowd? I'm not good with public speaking. But I had to take therapy. It's not for those who are depressed. Therapy is not for that. If you want alignment with your life, you feel like, oh God, I don't have anything, like my life is everywhere, here and there and there, I don't have an alignment. Therapy helps. It works for me. There are a lot of therapies. You have the rehabilitation counselors, you have stress management therapy techniques. There are CBT experts, that's cognitive behavioral therapists. So it depends on what you want. That you say, oh, I want a therapist that will take me for this. This is what I feel like. This is how my head has been. And Nigeria is too hot at the moment. The economic situation is too much. Everybody's going through economic recession. And it's hard as an entrepreneur, especially when you don't have a 9 to 5. It is harder for you, right? So therapy works. It's not only when you are, oh, I have depression. No, it's not for that. Stress, anxiety. It is for that as well. Then another thing is engage in peer support communities. If there's any entrepreneurial groups or communities I think that can help you, join those communities. And that's the good thing that the Found Her City is doing for you. I'm sure that there's a community for you guys to talk about your struggles. You should be able to have access to your mentors as well. It helps. Anybody that tell you that standing alone, it does not work. Being alone cannot help you. You need a community of people that when you see that, every day this one is telling you, I never even raise money in 10 minutes. I never sell market today. You people will laugh it out. You will laugh it out, laugh out your problems. Not only to share wins as the thing, share your failures as well. Guys, I need help for this. Can you guys come through? How do I make this thing work? And people are giving you advice. That's why the community is there for you, to get support. So please don't underestimate the importance of communities. It was from community I met Olumide and so many exciting entrepreneurs today. And that's what communities do for you. You might not see the importance, but I'll tell you in the long run, it works. A lot of the things I've been able to achieve today, Friend and Power, strategic partners to Lagos State Government, Ministry of Youth. It is not me that did it. It was community support. I met somebody from one of the entrepreneurial communities. Oh, they say, oh, Esther, you're doing this. I think I can refer you. And that's how it happened. And also be willing to also help each other. If you have a contact that can help this other person, don't keep it to yourself and be acting, oh, I'm selfish. It's only myself. I'll tell you that those that give always have a lot to receive. And that's one thing that I have learned. Olumide will tell you, if you need my help, I'm like, oh, Esther, okay, I can do this for you. I will do it. It does not stop my blessing. It does not stop anything from me. Because whatever is my own, one idea I have is whatever is my own will always be my own. So me helping you does not take anything from me. It does not cut my own blessing. It does not make my product not to grow. No, it doesn't. If you see an opportunity for a business grant, you know that, oh, this will benefit everybody. Please apply, because it does not mean that when you apply, you will win it. It might be somebody else in that group, in your community, that will win. If you have the opportunity, oh, everybody, can you apply? Oh, there's a grant. Oh, you guys can apply for this grant. So let's see whether we can get in. If you can even help, oh, I can help you with your grant application. Let me help you with it, even if it's for a fee or whatever. Oh, you can buy me airtime, or you can do this for me. Then whatever thing, but be willing to support each other. That is what it should be. We should not be enemies in this journey because I'm an entrepreneur. It shouldn't be so. We should be willing to support each other as a team, as a group, and as individuals. Then actionable steps. It says mindful practice. Mindfulness practice. Start with a 5-minute breathing exercise each morning to reduce anxiety. So it's more like breathing in the first few seconds, breathe out breathing in, it helps. Sit in a well-relaxed position and all that. Journaling, when you all get home, or I think you guys are home, today is Saturday, later in the day or at night, sit down, write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. It helps you build positivity and motivation. It helps me. Sometimes when my mind is full and I'm looking at how my competitor has won $5 million, I'll say, hey, Esther, when will you win $5 million? So, see, your competitor don't win 5 million, you are here, still doing aspire to inspire. I say it to myself sometimes. But when the thing is overwhelming in my head, what I do is I just sit down and say, at least my friend and pal has won this grant. At least we have done this one. At least we went to this. At least we did this, that. And that's also what I do. I just do it, and that's how I will forget those thoughts I have in my head. Right? So being able to document those things you are grateful for, even though it's your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever persons you have in your life, that person who is motivating, who is giving you that reason to push, that should be enough reason to continue going. That should be enough reason to continue going. I remember the first time I was reached out to by one young word. I didn't know it was a competitive application, right? Because I know that people apply for me. I'm this kind of person I am. I don't really overthink things. And they reached out to me on LinkedIn. They were like, oh, Esther, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, no, fine, sure. She said, okay, I should just help fill the form, blah, blah, blah. I did it. Within 3 days, I got like acceptance. I wish I could even share that on the screen and everything. And I was talking to a friend of mine who was in the mental health space. She was like, babe, you don't know what you did. And they gave me this, so you were going to Canada. And I was like, I didn't even know some people did not even have fully funded, right? Some people were like partial funded. I didn't know those things. At the time, I did not even rate it because I just knew that, it was a very like a global event, but I didn't know how serious it was. But I was just so lackadaisical about it. But when I got to hear, I was like, and these are the things I was just thinking like it was just nothing. And that's what gratefulness is about, being grateful for every opportunity you have that comes your way. Then daily reflection, every night, be able to reflect on one thing that you did well and the thing that you can improve. I think this week I've been able to achieve this. Me, I don't do it every night. I do it every weekend, like on Fridays. There's something we do check-ins in my team, right? So check-ins is we reflect on the week, what we have done that week, and what we feel like will be better. Then on Monday, there are 2 strategic meetings I don't miss in my life. Friday's meetings and Monday meetings. Friday is reflection. Monday is an implementation and planning meeting for that week. So on a Monday, you see us, we are planning, okay, how do we do this one? You see this Friday and Monday, I don't joke with it. You must give me reports on Friday. Anybody that works with me will tell you. Friday meetings, Monday meetings are super important in my life. I might not do meeting Tuesday to Thursday, but you see that Friday and Monday, you must meet up. Then the next one is visualize success. Every day, imagine, what does my 2 weeks look like? What does my 1 year would look like from friend and pal? We just launched our platform in less than 10 months, and I will not lie. This is not public yet, but I'm saying it just to inspire you. We've raised our pre-seed round. And this is 10 months of launch. If you told me years back, I would say it's a lie, it's not possible, especially in the space I am. And sometimes I look at it and I'm like, God, is this real? You know, when you receive the first alert and you're like, yeah, your account don't blow. That was intention. Like, it was unreal. So you have to visualize. So that is what resilience. Imagine if I didn't keep forging on and I gave up along the line. What will I be saying today? I'll be like, it's all right. And then the last thing that I always advise, reach out for help. Don't ever be an island of anything. If you need help, talk to somebody. If you have mentors within your community, the Found House City, reach out to them. Tell them, I need help for this thing. I might not have the direct money to give you, but I might know somebody that will help buy your product or help you for that situation free of charge. Every help does not have to be financial help. And I'm telling you, because someone who has been through that journey, you might not get a direct financial help from somebody, but you will get a connection or a contract that will beat that 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 naira that person wanted to give you initially, or that you are asking for. And that contract might even be the one that will give you 10 times 10 or 20 of that thing. Always ask for help. Don't say, I'm too shy. Take away shyness if you are shy. Always ask for help. If you feel like you are losing it, reach out to a mental health professional. So reach out to a mental health professional if you need a professional, like when you're going through any mental health crisis. Then the key takeaways, this is the last slide, is resilience is a process. It takes time to grow. It is not something that you do, oh, I'm resilient. You just wake up one morning and say, it's not, though. It is through both failures, struggles that you're able to build your resilience. It is a process and it grows over time. And with self-awareness, being able to analyze that, see, I am what I said I am. You should be able to believe in yourself, your self-confidence. It is what builds your resilience. Oh, my friends say, oh, and see, when I come into a room, people like, oh, I feel I come into a room proud. I am on blonde hair. A lot of people that know me, I don't even, my hair is, when you see me sometimes, I'm on torn jeans. I'm like, I go there with my confidence. I don't care who you are. I talk about my brand. It's my brand you want to hear. It's not me you want to see, right? Go with that confidence, that self-awareness that I am enough. Whenever room you see yourself, people are able to see you for who you really are. And that's how your resilience builds up. Self-awareness, self-confidence. Now, the second thing is the mental health first. Prioritize your mental health. In as much as we find money, we're looking for money. Your mindset, yourself should be first. Put yourself first. You need yourself to be alive for you to make money. If you're not alive, the money will come and it will just, their family, we say family, bank self will first help you hold the money. If you're not careful and you don't have anything put in place, the money might be so right. Somebody will even help you disappear the money. So you have to prioritize yourself. The third thing is build and lean on a support network. Don't go through this journey alone. Support helps fuel your resilience. Make sure you have that support system, a friend, a mentor, a family, somebody that you are thankful for. Even it could be your mother. That is the reason why you are going through this thing. I'm going to make sure that I'm successful. I'm going to make sure this thing works. I would never give up. I will keep pushing. Then the last thing that we don't like to hear, embrace failure as learning. You will not always win as an entrepreneur. Let's be realistic. But I don't say it's failure. I feel like it's I say it's just a setback. But failure is inevitable. There are times you have that setback that when you think happens, you'll be like, hey, God, what am I doing? How did I make this mistake? Embrace that as a learning curve. But one thing you should do is never back down. Because I failed in this thing, I will not say I'm not doing it again. Never back down. The failure should not be the reason why you say, oh, I'm stopping this business. It should never be a reason for that. But it should be a reason why you say, oh, why don't I think and sit down and re-strategize my business? What did I do wrong? And how can I make that business better? That is what the failure should do. It should motivate you, inspire you to be better at that. Now it says, my final takeout is, success is not the absence of failure. It is the persistence through failure. So being successful is not the fact that, oh, I did not face failure in my life. I wanted money and I told this person, he gave me money. Bah! I wanted this, it was just going, bah, 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 bah. That is not success. But success is being persistent. That regardless of the failure, I kept failing, but I kept insisting on that thing. I kept moving. I knew when to say, okay, I have to reiterate my business. Because there are times in business that you would not necessarily, it might not be that direction, right? That you thought you were going to go, that you will end up being. There are times that when you see, there's a word I'm trying to get, you have to keep evolving. You might start with a particular business, you might not end with that particular business. It happens. But the thing is, being able to know when to evolve, being able to know when I have to change, this is when I have to move this direction. That is what it should be. So being persistent through this failure, regardless of the situations, regardless of the setbacks, is what success is about. And on this note, I'm saying thank you to all the entrepreneurs who are here. I am grateful to being your tutor for this class today. And I hope you all enjoyed the class. And I hope you learned one thing or the other. And yes, I think that's all from me. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. And I'm going to send you my assignment. So please do my assignments. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Let's give a round of reaction to just say that thank you. Because fab teacher. Thank you so much. So we're grateful to have had you. This was a very wonderful lecture. So many things to learn, so many things to put into practice. And I'm sure everybody that is online now and has listened to this lecture is going to certainly take several things. So if you don't mind, can you please drop your social media and where you're most accessible for people so that they can reach out to you? Some people still have questions, want to clarify things, so that they can reach out to you after this class. So it could be Twitter, it could be Instagram, any social media, and it could be LinkedIn that you are most accessible on. I don't know. Oh, okay, she has left LinkedIn, but I don't know if she has
Okay.
left. Yeah,
Oh,
so your
sorry,
social media
everyone.
sorry.
Yeah, so I want to, sorry, before I do that, I just want to take one question, just one question, so that, yes, so that we can round, just one question. Anyone who
So if you
has
have
a question for me.
Yeah. If you have questions, please unmute your mic and just ask or type it in the chat. If you have any questions, please ask. All right, please, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Esther. Like it was like I don't know how to express myself, but it was really an insightful and challenging and encouraging section. Like I had to write a lot of things in my notepad. So my question from some of the last things you just said is don't go through this journey alone, right? That support helps one stay resilient. Now for um there's this thing I heard from someone that when you talk about your vision so much to people, in your mind, you have in a way actualize it. So how do you now bring that place of in trying to get support? You also don't tend to talk so much about your vision that you end up feeling as if like it's as if like something that is in your brain and you've not done it, but because you are always engaging in a conversation, it's now as if you have actually done something. Meanwhile, you only did the talking, though. You've not actually done the actual point. So, how would you balance the place of trying to get support and also trying to be confidential with some vision words and implementation?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I understand what you're saying, right? But one thing I will tell you is your vision is your vision. Nobody can be you. Nobody can even replicate what you think that you have unless you are not sure of yourself. I can confidently talk about friend and pal anywhere, and I don't care because I know that you can never be me. You can never have what I have in my head, no matter how much I tell you, right? So when it comes about being able to talk about your vision, as humans, you should be able to have a limit now. Your mouth should not be it should not be just like, you should be able to have like a summary, a brief of what your business is. And that's why I asked everyone, one thing I said during this conversation is, pitch your business in 1 minute. You should be able to have an overview of your business when you're talking to somebody in a community, in anything, an overview. You should have business secrets now. Do you understand? So you don't talk to someone, and when you're talking to a friend or a mentor, you should be somebody that you trust. Now, when I say peer support communities or support communities, I don't know what you mean. Like when you say talking about your mother could be your support community or support person, your mentor, because you believe that your mentor would not go and share your business idea with somebody else. I've had people who confide in me. There's a friend of mine currently does something quite similar to what I do. And one day she talked to me, it was last week, and she said, Esther, that I don't know how you're able to do these things for me without having to think I'm your competitor. I said, you're not my competitor. In my own head, I know that you can. I'm not saying that you cannot do what I'm doing, no, but I don't view you as my competitor. And that's why if I want to help you, I help you out and I help you to the brim, right? You should have your trade secrets. In as much as you want to get help from people out there, but there's some things that you should be able to reserve to yourself, that one is just you and your God that knows that one. Do you understand? Have a brief introduction, your overview site, that when you explain to people about that business, the person is able to understand what the business is without you saying your intricate details. oh, this is how I used to process my own fish. I have to do, unless the person is an expert in that thing and you need a clearer or you need a different approach to that thing. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, Grace. So it is quite a it has different ways to look at it. It depends on the kind of mentor you're speaking to or the community that you're talking about. So if it's a support community, an overview is fine. If it's a specific mentor for a specific problem, then you should know how to put up that problem to that person. So it depends on the kind of support person or mentor or advisor you're trying to reach out to. So it's not a one advice fits all. Right now, it's not something I'll tell you, oh, don't say it. No, it is not a one advice or one shoe fits all situation. So it depends, but you should be somebody that you trust. That is one thing. Trust is very important in this line of industry or in this ecosystem. You should be able to trust who you're asking for advice. Do you understand?
Yes,
I
I
don't
do. Thank you so much.
All right. So do we have any more questions or can I think I